How am I gonna get back on the internet?
With one of these, idiot.
Wow, is it really that easy?
Absolutely. With a little bit of know-how, you too can solve any networking problems.
Are you serious? You're gonna show me how to do that too?
Yes indeed, little Billy. We can help you get right back on target with your online game. But first, let's set some ground rules. First, let's assume you already have an operating system installed. After all, you were just playing a video game. Second, the network card has failed in your machine. Third, let's assume you have an open USB port, or PCI slot, or PCI Express port open. The simplest and cheapest solution is something akin to this, as it will involve just plugging in a USB stick. If you don't have a USB port for some reason, I have one question for you. How is it that you've avoided buying a new computer for 15 years? Either way, we've got you covered. First, if you have a USB stick and have already prematurely shoved that bugger in your machine, hold up a minute and let me take care of the other guys. Then we'll step through how to do the setup for just that card. For those less patient, you can click here. If you've stuck with me, you're one of those unlucky souls that has to crack open their computer case. It's really simple for you, although not quite as simple for the USB network adapter. Here's some important safety information. You're going to be handling your machine with your own hands. If you feel comfortable with this, go ahead and follow through with the video. Otherwise, stop right here and take your computer to a Geek Squad or other similar repair service. If you're still here, we can get started. First, as a precaution, make sure you note where every cord in your computer goes. Take a picture of the back of your machine if it helps. Second, always take the precaution of what's called grounding yourself. You can do this simply by touching something connected to earth ground on an outlet. Touching anything connected to earth ground will discharge the static buildup that a normal human being accrues. This kind of charge can be a death sentence for a PC. With that out of the way, let's get you a list of tools. First, a screwdriver. Phillips head would be ideal, and magnetic would be great, as it prevents the frustration of drop screws, which can also be a pain for both motherboards and your sanity. And of course, for your second tool, you just need your card. It really is that simple. So, how do we do this thing? Well, first turn off your computer. If you're watching this on your computer, you don't need to do this step as you're already on the internet. Congratulations! For those remaining, once your computer is off, unplug all the cables and open up the side of your case. Now, it's just as simple as removing the protective backing from your PC. Typically, this is done by unscrewing the screw from the top, and then after, it's just as simple as putting this into this. The steps here will be exactly the same as if you had a PCI card, a PCI Express card, or if you're putting this together in the 1990s, possibly your ISA card. It's amazing how many things stay the same over the years, isn't it? Now that we've installed your new networking card, we can put the screw back in place over the top of your card you just installed, close up the case, and plug back in the cords you unplugged. And now we're ready to catch up to the people who skipped this part and went to configure it. From here, the steps are essentially the same, so we rejoin our modern-day USB brethren. For those who skipped ahead, you sure did miss a whole lot. We tore apart a computer, we put in a card, and we put it back together. Whew, must be nice to have that USB stick. When you bring back up your system, or when you inserted your USB dongle, as those who skipped ahead did, you'll be presented with the following dialogues. 1 that says it's located new hardware, and 2 where it says it's installing new hardware. If your hardware is automatically installed by Windows, great! You're done and you're now ready to get back to surfing on the internet / gaming with friends. Otherwise, we may have to do a little bit more complicated work. If your device came with the driver disk, load it into the CD-ROM and install as normal. If this still hasn't solved the issue, we may need to take an extra step or 3. First, right-click on My Computer, go to Properties, go to Device Manager, and then look for something out of place, not unlike you see here. Right-click on the problem device, then go to Properties, then go to Device Details. On the first toggle box, scroll down till you see the words Hardware ID, then click. The first value you'll need to write down and take to another PC, where you'll open up a browser window, put that hardware ID in, and search the internet for your particular version of Windows. You're probably going to need a USB thumbstick to drag over whatever drivers you happen to find on the internet. But this is sort of a last resort, in that the ideal situation is that either Windows takes care of it, or you have the driver disk. Otherwise, you may be using a piece of hardware that is too old for current versions of Windows to support.
And now you too can troubleshoot all your networking issues on Windows 7 or Windows 8.
But I'm running Windows XP.
Prepare for the next wave.